Hi there, this is Diane, and I'm going to do a review of, if you can see that or not, Fast and Furious. I just went to go see this this weekend. We went to the Downey 10 theaters in, of course, Downey, California, and had just finished having dinner at Zombies restaurant, which I'll do a review of that on a separate video. And it was late when we got out there, 9:30 or so, and we drove around, and there was a 10 o'clock showing of this movie. It was the only thing that was playing about that time, and I didn't know anything about it whatsoever, but I just said, okay. And as I started watching it, and we were there, right on time, and saw the previews, and they were pretty exciting. I love, one of my favorite things of going to the movies is sitting in what I call the sweet spot. It's right smack in the middle of the theater. And when you look up, the spotlight is practically on it, and the speakers are perfectly positioned for the optimum surround sound, which I love. And all of the things that I love about movies is heightened when you're sitting in the sweet spot. And there was not a soul in the theater when we walked in, not anybody except for me and my friend. And so we walked in, took the sweet spot, and the movie started, and oh my gosh, oh my gosh, okay, cars, cinematography, sound, intensity, it was all there. Oh my gosh, it just started, where the opening scene was a whole hijacking in like the Dominican Republic, and these girls, they were bad. They were incredible, jumping out of cars and doing. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, those girls deserve an award for what they did, because I think they actually did that. They didn't look like stunts doing that, but that was unbelievable to see such gutsy and fit and just dangerous. They were so dangerous. And with a name like Fast and Furious, duh, you know what to expect. But the whole opening sequence was this huge semi-truck that was transporting five or six huge tanks of gasoline, and then they got hijacked. And they, hit off one tank and then another one, and finally the driver became aware of what it was, and then this whole chase ensued, and blah, blah, blah. I won't tell you what happened, but it was so intense. Oh my gosh. And then after it was over and they start the credits, I was like, and then, I was pretending, and I leaned over to my friend and I go, so, I was 5 minutes late. Did I miss anything? So, it's like, you missed the whole beginning if you missed 5 minutes. Anyway, we were laughing about that. And so anyway, then the rest of the movie goes, and they show just these amazing pimped out cars. They were rumbling. They were just unbelievable. The storyline was okay. It was predictable in some ways. I said, let me guess. These guys who race, these two are going to be the winners, and one of them was Vin Diesel, and honey, Vin Diesel ain't never looked so good. Oh my gosh, every time he had on, he never did take off his shirt. I did notice that, but he looked so good in his clothes. He has been working out, and it has paid off, because his body just looked amazing. He looked sort of at the peak of his, power and the peak of his life. I think he was just amazing. He always remained very stern, and he was a little bit violent, but I think that was his character. But anyway, he was amazing to watch. Amazing. And then there were some scenes that the whole idea of going across the country and getting these drugs and doing all that, that's just something that's just so not my life. I have this totally, goody-goody two-shoe life in comparison to that. But some of the language, they used the F word one time, and I looked at my friend and I said, is this movie rated R? I mean, oh my gosh, is this movie rated R? And I just I don't see R-rated movies. I never see R-rated movies. If I have seen one, I think in the past I've seen maybe a handful of them, but I made a decision to stay away from R-rated movies. So, I'm a little bit more on the wholesome entertainment, where it brings it actually a notch above, so that it's true entertainment that you can recommend to your family, to your kids, to your parents, to your grandparents. And unfortunately, there were 2 or 3 little scenes in this movie that just did me in, and because of those 2 or 3 scenes, I couldn't in good conscience recommend it. I would cringe if I know that my children saw it. And it was so foolish because they were just gratuitous. They didn't add to the story. In fact, I think it took away from the story. They were walking through this sort of seedy establishment, and they were showing I just thought it was inappropriate and gratuitous. It didn't add to the thing. And it was just gross. It was gross to watch it for me. So that was enough to make me say, I'm sorry, but I can't recommend the movie. You can watch the really cool sequences on little clips on the computer or on YouTube or whatever, if you care about, having your kids watch it over whatever. I didn't get up and walk out. It wasn't that offensive, but I'm thinking, why do they have to do that? I mean, why do they have to do that? It was so disappointing, and how I'll explain that for people who think, oh, you're such a prude or whatever like that. I had a friend who told me one time about, the quality of movies, and she was teaching a class, and she brought in some brownies, and she told the class, oh yeah, I made some brownies, and they were all, oh yeah, brownies, yummy, yummy, and she said, yeah, I just used 1 scoop of poop from my dog in the brownies, but other than that, they're just really, really delicious. Everything else is the same, just 1 scoop of poop. And so then the students were like, no way, you put poop in these. And, you can see where I'm going with this. 1 scoop of poop ruins a whole batch of brownies, and 1 horrible scene ruins a great movie. And so, as exciting as it was, and as action-packed as it was, and it did make me catch my breath, and how great Vin Diesel looked, it would be hard-pressed for me to give a full endorsement of the movie based on those gratuitous scenes that I don't think added anything to the story. So that's my review of Fast and Furious. Thanks for watching. I'm Diane.